Hey everyone, this is Corinne Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know how we do it here at Between the Lines? We always start off with gratitude or thankfulness. And I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to share another day with you guys, empowering you, inspiring you, and motivating you. And I'm thankful to be able to touch at least one life. If it's just one I touch, I am truly, truly thankful. Yeah, whatever circumstances you're going through now, be thankful. Whether you may think in your mind is good or bad, it is for a reason. And at the end of it all, you will be stronger and better for it. I have with me Royce Morales. Let me tell you about her. But before I do, let me tell you what we're talking about. How to clear obstacles from your past and present lives. Let me repeat. We're talking about how to clear obstacles from your past and present lives. And let me tell you a bit about Royce. So Royce Morales has been teaching breakthrough self-discovery for decades. She is the author of 3 books about her teachings: Want, True Love, Past Lives and Other Complications, Know, A Spiritual Wake-Up Call, and Back, Rebirth After Stroke, which are all available on Amazon.com. And we're going to be looking at her website as well a little bit later down and tell you how to contact her so that you can build a relationship with her and probably even take advantage of her services and see how she can help you to remove those obstacles. So welcome, Royce, to Between
Hi,
the
thank you
Lines.
so much for being here. This is an honor.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to have you. I can tell you that talking to Royce offline a while ago, she's really something else. Yeah, she's something. I don't want to share with you what she encouraged me to do, but that's okay.
That's our little secret.
That's our secret. That's our secret. I'll let you get to know her in your own time. Okay. She has a beautiful background scenery. I love what's happening in her background. A lot of greenery and natural stuff and flowers. And a big heart is behind her. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes.
love that. So you can see a lot of love and great energy is coming from around her and in her environment. I can feel that. So
Thank you.
let's see. We are talking, let me remind myself, how to clear obstacles from your past and present life. So Royce, here's my first question to you. First to begin, I'm going to pretend I'm not the host just for a moment and say, what do you mean by past lives? I mean, when somebody hear that, they're like, what do you mean? I'm living now. What do you mean past lives? You know, like the first thing that comes to my mind is like a cat. You know, they say it has 9 lives, even though I'm still trying to figure out that. But they say a cat has 9 lives. And you see the cat walking around, jumping, leaping, doing what it has to do. And you're like, but I see the cat every day. What do you mean 9 lives? It doesn't dead, come back again, dead, come back again, dead, come back again for 9 times. So you're like,
Yeah, so it's a little different than that with humans, but what I teach people and what people have experienced in the work that I do is that this is not their first rodeo. You know, they've been here several times, maybe hundreds of times, different bodies, different scenarios, different lifetimes, different experiences. You know, we've all been here and been here, done that, as they
how is
say.
that possible? How is that possible? Because as
Well,
far as we understand, Royce, we are, okay, I'm touching myself now. I'm feeling my physical self. I know myself now. So what do you mean I was here hundreds of times, maybe in different probably forms, bodies, what? How
yes,
explain that so that I can humanly, earthly appreciate what you're saying.
right. Well, if you imagine that you are a spirit inhabiting a body, then when this body is done, you inhabit the next body. You go various places in between to, figure things out and see what you were supposed to learn and did you learn it.
No,
But then you
Royce.
choose your next body.
No, Royce. No, no, no. Royce. Wait. No, no, Royce. You die. The physical body dies. Yes. Okay, I believe the spirit, but you put it down in the grave or you burn it, if you're doing that kind of thing. And your spirit goes to either heaven or hell. You go there. That's what we have been taught. So what do you mean my spirit goes into another form? Look, what are you trying to do, Royce? I mean, this is what we have been taught, okay?
This is what a lot of people have been taught, but a lot of other people and other cultures and Eastern thought and all kinds of other religions do teach that reincarnation exists. And we just haven't, I certainly wasn't raised with it. I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life when somebody tried to do that. But what happened for me was to remember, I spontaneously remembering lifetimes in very bizarre ways, and I couldn't deny it, especially because when I would get in touch with a past life memory, things would clear up in this life. So I thought, maybe there's something to this, So yeah, we bring a lot of stuff with us from our past lives that needs to be resolved and needs to be remembered and needs to be cleared up. And when we do clear things up, then this life changes. So that was the proof that I needed, because I'm a very pragmatic person. Even though I'm a spiritual teacher, I'm very pragmatic about stuff. It's like, okay, nice theory, but how does it really work?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
you said something a while ago that a past life came back to you. Share with us that experience of what that past life looked like, if you're willing to share, because I wanted to resonate with the listeners and the watchers, because they may be having past life and don't know where that imagery or feeling or sensation or experience come from. Or it may be in a dream. It may be they feel like it's deja vu. I've been here before. I feel like I've done this. Why am I feeling this? You may meet someone and you talk to the person like you've known them forever. It's like, and you connect. You don't know why. You haven't been friends. You don't live next door. You're not really, you're total strangers. And somehow you just feel, I've known you. Yes. Even with relationships, some people have met their partner, and when they meet the person for the first time, they feel, I've known you forever.
Yes.
Explain that. What was the past life that experience that you had that made you realize or come to terms that it is possible?
Well, from what I recall, because it was decades ago, but it really left quite an impression on me. I was in a spiritual group and we were meditating, and this particular spiritual teacher did not believe in past lives. And I was sitting there minding my own business, doing our little meditation, and all of a sudden I saw an image of a woman taking poison and killing herself. But it wasn't just an image, it was a physical sensation that I had, and I felt this burning sensation going down my throat, and I couldn't breathe. And I started crying in the meditation, and it was very, very emotional. And I had this, it was like a spontaneous experience. And after it happened, I started thinking about it and thinking, wow, well, what was that about? And I realized that I had suffered from really severe stomach problems my entire life. And what the message was from that experience was I was holding on to that poison still, not physically, but the memory of that poison was held in my body, and my stomach had been trying to tell me that for my entire life. Wow. And the interesting thing that happened was after I had that memory and I kind of put it together, my stomach problem went away. Wow. So it's that kind of thing that, not only did it prove it to me, but it was like, wow, this is pretty cool that I can get rid of my stomach problem just by seeing an image of a past life. So that's how it works. And back to what the other thing you were saying, we've shared lifetimes with a lot of people, and we choose to come back at the same, in a similar relationship or a different relationship. And when we meet those people, it's like, oh, wow, I know you. And why do I know you? And who are you? And we do have that feeling that we've known them forever because we have. So, yeah.
That is an amazing story. That is an amazing experience. It is making me think, a lot of people are walking around, Royce. I tell people this all the time. They're smiling, talking, laughing, looking quote unquote normal, but they are not. Deep down, we are all traumatized in some way or form. I don't care what anybody says. I can feel their energy and I can see it. They're all traumatized. So when, you know, you're walking around thinking, oh, that woman has it all together. She has such a perfect man, the perfect relationship. Everything is going great. I want her life. No, no, no. I have, no, no, no. I have come to the awareness that stop being jealous. That is not a quality we should have within ourselves. We should try and get rid of that. That, you know, it's a human thing, the envy and the jealousy. To watch others and feel they have it going on and everything is horrible for you. When you look at other people and you feel they have it going on, it is not so, because that same person is watching you and say you have it going on and want your life. So we are all walking around wanting everybody else's life except the one we have, and thinking, I want that. When that is not fair to you, or even fair to the person that you're looking at. And I think once we are able to accept who we are in the circumstances, it takes a lot of burden off of us, and even the pressure that we place on ourselves, and even the trauma helps to come up within us, because we have accepted, you know, it's a sort of self-acceptance of who you are, where you are, what's going on with you. Share a bit on that for me.
Yeah, well, we're all here, you know, based on past lives and based on, you know, our history, so to speak. We're all here to learn very specific lessons. So you might be looking at somebody that has $1 million in the bank and think, wow, that's really great. But that person that has $1 million in the bank is maybe supposed to learn about, you know, what am I supposed to do with that money? How am I supposed to help? Whatever our lessons are is what we choose and what we manifest in this life. And none is better or worse or harder or easier. It's all just things that we're supposed to learn and things we're supposed to accomplish in each lifetime. Nothing is easier or harder for anybody else. And I've been teaching for decades, and I'll have people walk in and I'll think, oh, wow, you know, they must have it easy, but they have the same issues, the same fears, the same concerns, the same buttons, same desires, the neediness, whatever it is. Everybody has that. Everyone.
So take that burden off yourself today. Don't feel that everybody else has it going on and you don't, because somebody is watching you and wants your life. Believe me, I'm telling you that is what is going on. And everybody's just in this sort of sphere where you know, you're just not accepting what is going on with you where you are. I think one of the things to healing is to just accept.
Well, it's easier said than done, which is why I work with people, because if you can't accept it, if there's a part of you that's saying, oh no, this is tragic, this is happening to me, you know, there's something that you need to get from that. There's some deeper meaning or deeper lesson that you've, and I keep saying chosen, it's such an important word, because we choose a lifetime that's going to allow us complete and grow and learn and get the lessons that we're supposed to get from every experience. That it's up to us to get it and to be aware and conscious enough so that we can get those lessons.
I like how you said that, conscious. A lot of people are walking dead, Royce.
Oh, yes.
Dead, that's another thing.
I was one of them.
Well, yes. How you think I'm saying that? How you think I'm saying that? It's because we were all there at one point. You have to be unconscious to become conscious, you know.
Right. Yeah. You can't wake up. You don't realize you're asleep until you wake up.
You have to wake up, and in order to wake up, you have to be asleep. So, so we were all asleep at one point, whether in a trance, whether whatever. We were all asleep, and for some reason, something snapped. That those questioning that we have had over the years has come to a point where we decide to seek it. We seek it. We start seeing things. We are like questioning. You know, we are not accepting just what people tell us. You know, we keep searching, we keep finding, we keep questioning. You know, the unconscious ones just accept, you know, meaning whatever they are told, the programming, they just keep moving like a robot in that direction.
Yeah. And sometimes it takes a, you know, swift kick in the butt or a hit on the head to wake us up. You
Yeah.
know, it certainly did with me. And, you know, I mean, I remember people, if somebody said to me, oh, yeah, you've got fears, I would look at them and go, I'm not afraid. I can go on an airplane. I can go into a
Yeah.
restaurant. I can talk to strangers. I
Yeah.
really didn't know that I had fears running my show, running my life,
Yeah.
until I finally, you know, was kicked in the head enough to go, oh, yeah, I guess maybe I do. And then I found, you know, I was riddled with fear. We're all riddled with
Oh,
fear. It
yeah.
runs us.
Yeah.
So, you know, I tell people how to get in touch with all that and resolve the fears and let go of what's in control of our life from our past, whether it be this lifetime or past lifetimes. So
Share with
yeah.
us, share with us at least about 3 tips. I like to work with three. 3 tips that you would share with persons or from experiences that you've had with clients or even yourself, how to remove those obstacles, because that's really the core of what we're saying. So now that we have identified how you can have a past life and some of the examples of those things and how it manifests in your life today, what are some of the things that we can do to clear those obstacles or work on clearing them? Because it's not like waving a magic wand and it goes poof, it goes. It's it's I wish it worked like that.
I
But
wish it was
you
too.
know, or you take a magic pill and everything is just great. No, it's
Yes.
not like that, right? You know, I mean, if you have ever seen, I like to talk about the movie The Matrix. He had to go through a whole rebirth in order for him, you know, to see the new, to see what is, and still things from his past life was still showing up. It still remained with him, but he knew how to recognize the difference, what's real from what unreal. So share with us 3 tips that you can share with persons who may be going through some of the most common things in their life, in their past life or present life, that is stopping them from moving forward.
Ah, well, I'll just put in a shameless plug for the work that I do. That's the best way to do it.
Yes,
The,
yes, we allow shameless plugs here on Between the Lines.
thank you. The most important first step is really being aware. And when I say aware, it means observing yourself, observing your reaction to things. So you walk down the street and you notice that you're looking at somebody and having a judgmental thought about them.
Oh
So
yeah.
you notice that, or you notice that when your boss tells you something, you're really pissed off. So
Mhm.
you're noticing, you're observing, you're noticing your thoughts, you're noticing your emotions, you're noticing your physical reaction to things.
Mhm.
So, you know, maybe your stomach gets tight when you have to do a public,
Oh yes.
or, you know, there's some kind of physical, mental, or emotional reaction that you're having.
Yes.
And I talk to people about mirrors.
Mhm.
It's my claim to fame that I'm going to have it on my headstone. It says, "Oh, people understood mirrors," but mirrors are the best tools in the world to help you get in touch with something that's going on inside of you. So if you're, again, noticing something that bothers you about somebody or about a situation or about the politics of the world, whatever it is, that in some way is showing you a reflection, a mirror of something inside of you that needs to be addressed. So if I'm walking down the street and I see somebody and I'm having a judgmental thought about them, I immediately turn that around and say, okay, what is that person reflecting to me about myself that I'm in denial of? And the minute I'm able to do that, something clicks and I no longer have that judgmental thought about that man, because I'm seeing that I'm just judging myself. I'm seeing that he's showing me, he's blessing me, he's opening my eyes or hitting me on the head about something that I'm not willing to see about myself. And then suddenly it's like, oh, well, thank you. And I can love him and, you know, be be grateful for the experience. So I don't have to go around and say, oh, there's this jerky guy walking up and down the street and he's so stupid and he's this and he's that. It's all about me.
Yeah.
And then once you start to see things in that way, that's when the deeper work comes. That's when you call Royce and you go, okay, I'm seeing all these mirrors. What do I do about them? And that's when we can do the deeper work, or what I call the source work, where we discover, where did I decide that about myself? Where did I decide that I'm a jerk? And now I'm seeing jerky people all around me, mirroring that to me. So where where's that moment in this life or in past lives where I made a decision about myself being a jerk, and I've been suppressing it and acting like I'm fine and wonderful ever since. So I don't know if those were 3 hints, but that's what I do.
No, that's a lot. No, that's a lot. I wasn't counting, because that in itself is a lot. That's a bit of some serious self-discovery there, because it does take a person to be conscious or aware, to stand back and look and make those statements. What am I learning about myself? Because, Royce, we know that nobody out there, or most people, don't want to take responsibility for who they are.
No.
No, they're gonna blame Royce. It's Royce's fault. It's Corinne's fault. It's this one. You're not. No, it's easier. It's easier because I don't know. I guess it's just easier. But to face you and say, what is that teaching about me? Why am I feeling judgmental? I don't know the person. I never met them. Why am I thinking these thoughts? And for you to say, observe your thoughts, observe the feeling. I know about those knots in your stomach. Suddenly, you were fine all along. And suddenly you start to feel this thing welling up in you. And you're like, what? You know, you might start to think, what did I eat a while ago? I didn't, you know, I'm accustomed eating that. It never did that to me, but somehow it's doing it to me now. You know, all sort of thing. You might feel a sort of fear that you start to shake, or you lose your sense of thinking. I don't know. All sorts of things can start out, and you're like, what? But a lot of people may not look at themselves, that mirror, because people reflect who we are and what we're looking for. Is that a matter of negative too? You know, I want to point out, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I can look at you, Royce, or see you and say, you know, Royce has such a calm personality, and I find I'm very, you know, jittery or whatever. I would like to have that. You know, some people may say that too. So it's a mirroring of realizing that is something that's not a quality in me that I would like to have, you know. But most people don't look at that side, the balancing side of that. That is not only a matter of the things that you don't like within yourself, but there are things that you see in other people that you like, that you would want in yourself, that you need to work on. Share on that as well.
Or, yeah, I was just going to say that mirrors are, you can see them as positive things as well. In other words, maybe I'm this really wonderful, loving person, but I've kind of pushed it down by being angry and obnoxious. Mm-hmm. So when I see somebody that's loving and wonderful, and I'm thinking, oh, I wish I could be that way, they're also mirroring a part of you that maybe you're in denial of in a positive sense. Mm-hmm. So yeah, mirrors are always accurate. It's like, you know, people always say to me, but I don't, you know, I get up in the morning and my hair's a mess, and I need to brush my teeth, and I'm looking at the mirror and I hate that. Well, yeah. Nobody likes to look in the mirror. Nobody does. It's much easier to just be a victim, and like it's much harder to take responsibility and say, okay, that person is me in another body, and what are they want to see?
Wow. You know, looking in the mirror can also be a frightening experience.
Oh, yes.
Especially, and I'm not saying no, it's frightening, because you see, especially, let me tell you what I'm saying. It's not just to go in the mirror, you're hustling, you're getting ready to go to work, or you're going out or something. You know, that's a quick thing. You're doing your makeup, your hair, you know, and you just keep it moving. But if you literally make a decision, I'm going to sit in front of that mirror, look at myself and talk to myself and stare into my eyes, it is frightening.
Yeah, it is.
Something comes back at you and frightens you, and you actually hear voices. I'm telling you, you hear it. And why am I saying that? Because I've been through it. That it can frighten the living daylights out of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? And you have to, and it happened to me. And when it happened to me, I ran. I'm telling you my experience. I ran, and my heart was pumping out of my chest. And when I ran, I said to myself, Corinne, why are you running? Why are you so scared? What it is that scare you? And I said, no. When I ran out of the room, I stood up after a while and I said, no, you're not going to frighten me. I started to talk to myself like that. You are not going to scare me. I am going to face you. And I went back to that mirror, heart palpitating, everything. I went back to that mirror and I stood up and I looked at myself and I said, you're not going to scare me. What is it? You know, I started to talk to it. Now, people may be listening to me saying this and I might sound like I'm crazy, and that's okay. That's okay, because I prefer to be crazy that way and face, because now I could stand up in front of a mirror and stare into my eyes with the mirror, reflecting me, and I'm okay. So I have clearly overcome that, whatever it is that scared me at that moment in time. And that I found was a significant breakthrough for me. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. I can't put a finger on it to say what caused the fear or what it was, but I was aware that I was afraid of it, of myself. And I said, "You're not going to keep me in this state of fear." And I went back.
That's great.
Yeah. And I did it not only once, I had to do it, a few times, and I still do it every now and again, just to make sure that there's nothing behind there or in there to scare me again. It doesn't get a chance to build up ammunition against me.
And I think what you're saying is what you got in touch with is really important, because that is who we are afraid of. We're not afraid of anybody else. We're only afraid of ourselves.
Yes.
And that too is brought with us from past lives. Maybe I abused my power in some lifetime. Maybe I did something horrible. We have that memory, we have that imprint genetically and in our minds and in our spirit. And when we look at ourselves or when we do something, it comes back up, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm a scary person, and I don't deserve love, and all of that.
All of that pack of crap, Royce. All the things that you tell yourself, I don't deserve it. Listen, we could go on and on about this, because this is some deep stuff, and that is why you have to call Royce. You have to call Royce. when you reach a certain point, you're like, call Royce.
Call Royce.
Yeah, call Royce. Don't think you can take on this by yourself. Let me tell you, call Royce. So let me switch over now to your website as we're coming to the close of the episode. Let me hop across. And there we are. Yes. So see it here? Contact Royce. Contact Royce. Oh my word. Are you ready to transform your life? Right? Get familiar with her website. Royce, give me some guidance in terms of this.
In terms of the website?
Yes, I see your books here. I wanted to feature your books. Yeah.
Yes. I just happen to have one.
Oh, how convenient, Royce.
How convenient, yes.
How convenient. So let's have a look at Royce's books, and it's also on Amazon, just to see that again. Right?
The first one.
Yeah, notice that she has it one. Yes.
One talks about past lives. It's actually a real life, true to life story made fictionalized, talking about what happens when you meet your soulmate, or when I met my soulmate. And it's real interesting stuff. Goes a lot into all the stuff we bring with us from past lives. Right. That one talks about my teachings. It's a nonfiction book, and it has kind of interactive little exercises you can do to help get in touch with all that stuff. And I highly recommend that one. And the last one talks about my husband having a stroke a few years ago, and the spiritual lessons that I got in touch with from that pretty scary experience. So that would be for anybody that kind of needs some encouragement in terms of going through some experiences that are really challenging. Anything.
Yeah. You can always learn something, whether it's from a health challenge or financial challenge. You can always learn something. And I see you have here to sign up for Empower Your Life or to discuss working privately. This is how you can reach Royce. So take note of the number, take note of the email, and contact her, or just go contact Royce.
RoyceMorales.com.
Yeah, contact Royce. Yeah, and of course she has her blogs, which will be great free reading for you, and of course her author page, yes, which is on Amazon.
I do a weekly blog, and it's on Twitter and Instagram, all the places, so you can read all the things that I have to say lately.
Yeah, very good, very good. So I want to say thanks so much, Royce, for being on Between the Lines. Any final words for the listening audience?
Wow. Well, the world is going through some big changes, and I think ultimately it's all going to work out positively, because you can't heal what you're not in touch with. So we're all getting kicked in the butt. to get in touch with a lot of good, important stuff.
Yeah.
So hang in there.
You can't heal what you're not in touch with. I think that's a wonderful way to round up the show. You can't heal what you're not in touch with. And what that is basically saying, if you didn't catch it, is that you better try and get in touch with the things that is bothering you or you don't think is bothering you, and be open to hearing. I think the important thing, Royce, is be open to hearing when persons point out things to you. Because just like how you said in the beginning, people were saying, oh, you have fears, and you were like, me? No, I'm good. I could handle anything. I have an S on my chest, a cape on my back. I'm good. Right? So I'm good. But you know, people, and the fact that they resist is actually saying to the person telling them that they do have fears. The fact that you're resistant and looking to make an excuse and defensive about it is actually confirmation.
Yes, absolutely, all the time.
Yeah. So you can't heal what you're in touch with, people. Fabulous way to end the show. Royce, thank you so much.
Thank you, Queen.
Yes, I had a wonderful time. I learned so much, and I'm sure by now people would understand in a very simplistic way, because I like to break things down. The whole thing about past life, present lives, and how we really navigate in this world. Even though you are a physical form, you really are a spiritual being in a temporary physical form, but your spirit is always around even before your physical body. Yeah, and it will continue to exist after you die. So we need to know what's going on, people. Thank you so much again. Yes, thank you so much again, Royce. And I wish for persons to reach out to you. Yeah, like you said, there's a change going on.
Yes.
And yeah, a lot of upheaval, especially with this whole COVID thing. It caused a lot of discomfort for people. A lot of latent things were going on that raised its ugly head for some, and people had to deal with the mirror, Royce.
Right. Get your mirrors and your Windex out.
Right. People had to deal with those mirrors. As a matter of fact, if they didn't have a mirror, the mirror came to them. So oh my word. Thank you so much, Royce. I appreciate spending time with you. Yes.
Thank you.